Dena, girl, stop. Just stop. Just stop. It feels like every single episode that we get of this show, Dena is doing something that just makes me go, yeah, you're not a part of this crew. Yeah, you know something that you're not supposed to know. Yeah, you definitely probably are the goddess. But yes, this episode, we had the whole thing with the golem with a bed and a bath. She knows what a camper is. She totally knows what that is. Like, she's literally spelling out, make us a camper, something that has a bed and a bath that can go with us so that we don't have to sleep outside. I wonder what that is. She's not even shocked when she sees the thing. Well, of course, technically, Ares wasn't either, but still, it's like she wasn't shocked by it. She knew exactly what she wanted. And then you have over here, yes, the whole bringing up the frog thing. Like, she obviously knows that, yes, he used to be a male and that he's become a female and he just has to accept it. And then you have the whole golem at the end. That was the nail in the coffin. I'm sorry. That was the nail in the coffin. The fact that that golem was specifically built for that war against the heroes, recognizes allies, but not her. Yeah, background character, my butt. She's totally sus. Anyways, episode 5, really solid episode. I mean, it was our onsen episode, let's be perfectly honest, but it did have some story bits in there about his conflict with being, yes, now a female, and how he's pretty much lost all those urges altogether, and that he's starting to feel a little bit odd about this. Like, this isn't good. This isn't right. I've lost everything. I feel for the man, dude. I feel for the man. And it also, again, with the whole thing with Dena, kind of implies the idea of, like, you're going to have to accept it, and you're going to have to go with this, or you're going to have to change your likes, I guess, in the end. Again, it's I don't think it's going to get that deep into it. I don't think it's going to get that dirty into the whole subject there, but at least it's kind of touching on the surface a little there. But opening up the episode, we did have a little bit of information about the teleporting, which I thought was kind of interesting, and again, very suspect. And the idea that, yes, we need to travel all the way over here. What's the best way to travel? Well, we can either walk the entire way, we can, again, create a camper, or we can just teleport, right, Dena? You have the ability to teleport, let's just teleport. Oh, yeah, I can't do that. I think she can. She just wants the journey. She can easily teleport over there, but she's like, you know what? I don't like this. I want to camp out with everybody. I want to chill with everybody. She might also be delaying things. I wonder if she's purposely delaying them getting there for some reason. I would kind of question that. But yeah, she claims that. It's hard to send things that have wills of their own. Either you have to render them unconscious or probably kill them or acquire their consent. And I'm like, well, that's easy. But no, it seems like if there's any sort of hint of refusal, it ends messy. Like, if they don't want to go somewhere, I guess, they don't fully commit to the idea of going somewhere with that teleportation. I don't know, maybe it splits their body or something like that. Something horrific happens. I think she just wanted to walk. I think she wanted to go on a little travel. She wanted to go to the onsen. She knew there was an onsen up ahead and she wanted to go there with them. But yeah, she claims that she wants a golem with a bath and beds, which is obviously a camper, that she perfectly knew what it was, and so he just whips it up. Uses alchemy in order to create things, so that kind of specifies there that he has the ability to do that. He does imply later on that he was going to do some alchemy on somebody else. But yes, creates a camper, but needs bedding sheets. Like, is able to create everything else, sofas and everything, but for some reason can't create cloth sheets. It just opened the door to a joke. Looks over to Ares. I need some wool for some cover sheets. Transform. I can't be a bride now, but you're an otokonoko. You can't be a bride. That was cute. I'm sorry. I like that little bit there. Poor little Ares has been, I'm guessing, got some shavings from down there or something. I don't know. I did like the little camper commercial they end up doing, having each one of them at some certain different location. And it's all about this idea of, like, taking Tanaka out on a vacation. And apparently if you buy now, you'll get these stats with level 200. A level 200 camper. Again, they kind of implied, up until this point, humans anyways, again, not getting into the golem that Megrez has created, but like humans in general are not breaking 200. I think the highest we had was 180 ? So yeah, this camper is stronger than really almost everybody in the entire world right now, except for maybe the Demon Lord and, again, the golem that Megrez has. But anyways, that's when we get the onsen scene. Dena goes in there immediately. Ares is like, I'll come back later. Oh, that's right. It's a boy. Lufus has like a very brief moment of kind of being, I don't know if I want to do this because Dena's going in there. Being a good boy. Lufus is being a good boy in the idea that, yes, I don't want to go in there and see this girl naked, even though, you know, externally everybody sees me as a woman. I don't want to take advantage of her like that. Is again, good boy. But anyways, Dena ends up pulling him in there. And again, getting into the idea that he's lost something. Like, he immediately feels down there to make sure, double check. Yeah, there's nothing down there. Getting inside of there, you know, her helping get hair up. And then again, realizing I'm looking at this person here. she's gorgeous and she's fully exposed, but nothing's happening. Very interesting, kind of get a little glimpse of his past life. It doesn't really imply to me that he was a pervert or anything in his previous life. It was just more of an idea that I'm walking and suddenly this lady bends down to get her phone and I looked and it was pleasing, but I looked away immediately. Or I'm going up these stairs and you can't really avoid it. You see it. It's there. Having some sort of reaction from things. Here, I'm not doing that. Normally I would see something this very brief and it would set me off, but I'm not seeing that here. That's what that's sort of implying to me. And yes, that's the confirmation for him. It's all gone. That urge and that desire is now gone, which goes further than just physical. That's the big key thing there. It's not just physical. It's not that I don't have that down there. Urges within me, like my physical desires, are now gone. Even if I had that down there, it wouldn't react because emotionally I'm not, incited in any way. Which again is currently just surface level, but this is the stuff that I like. That idea of becoming what you have been isekai'd into and having some sort of internal conflict. They've been dabbling at it a little bit up until now with the idea of him, recalling Luffy's memories, not his own, or even anything that he's actually done as a gamer. He's recalling memories that weren't even created before he even came to this world. That stuff is interesting, becoming the individual that you have been isekai'd into. But yes, the big oddity here is that for some reason, there just happens to be a few frogs nearby, and Dena has to point them out. That there's 3 male frogs and a female frog. One of them wins the female frog, and this type of frog, apparently, when there's more males than females, they will change sexes. So this one changes into a female, and the two of them fall in love. Dena's pointing this out and specifically getting into the idea that it changes how they feel as well. By changing their sex, that changes how they feel as well. So they now are able to fall in love with the male. Thus, again, in my perspective, it's Dena literally telling Luffy, the player that has become Luffy, you're going to become this. You have become this. This is what is going on. Not that Dena, as, again, presumably the goddess, is saying you should become a female and get with a guy. It's more of an idea of that's why you're feeling the way you're feeling right now. I'm just letting you know. I don't know. We'll see. If it turns into something... It might turn into literally him falling in love with some guy. I like how it demonstrates some dude that shows up and he's like, no, not happening. Get the hell out of here. You personification of this frog analogy here. It was great. It was great. I have to say though, damn, I think they really spent most of the budget for this entire series on just that onsen scene. Just especially Dena just going up there, skirt drop, pulling off the stockings very lightly, stepping over there, slowly dipping in, stretching out the leg. Like even Luffy was very brief moments, but for Dena, there's all the budget right there. They put all that right there. Not that the rest of the show looks bad. It's just that extra detail, those extra frames of the movement of the stocking especially. But yeah, then they go back to the camper. Tell Aries that he can go out to enjoy the onsen, looking so feminine. Otokonoko is so feminine. Looks cute. Pretty much confirmed that point that, yeah, any doubts that you may have had that this is going to be a girl, no, it's not. Even though they go out of their way to have the bangs come down in front of the chest, like they still covered up. Even though it's supposed to be a boy, they still covered up. They still put a little bit of a question mark in there. Gotta love anime. That's when they get to the town where the grave of the Blackwing king is at and get into the little idea of this becoming a tourist attraction, which makes sense. Adventurers are going to be coming here in order to, challenge this grave because, again, it has artifacts and weapons that they needed to survive. Mankind is nearly dead. Here soon, this demon king will take over this last remaining place where the humans are at. They need those weapons to fight back. And so, yes, a lot of people are going to sacrifice their lives and get the courage to go challenge this place. The merchants are going to want to make money off that, and people are going to want to come see this stuff. So it's become this big tourist attraction, which sets off Aries. Aries gets mad. He gets so mad. And I like how Luffy kind of points out the fact that, yeah, that nearly went bad. Gonna scatter them. He said that he was gonna scatter them all, destroy everybody here because they're all disrespecting the grave of Luffy. And Luffy had to go, no, I'm not dead. I'm right here. So it's not my grave. And I don't really care. So don't worry. Holy crap. These people are unhinged. Hopefully not all of these heavenly stars are going to be this way. I think they are. I literally think they are. I think over the long time span that he was sealed away, they all lost it. They lost their leader, and they seen how the world itself kind of moved on and desecrated their corpse. So yeah, they don't like these people. Anyways, they get to the grave. They find out about there's a special reconnaissance team that is already head in. They're nearly to the top floor. They go in there. People are like, whoa, ladies, it's dangerous to go in there. Don't worry about us. They head in there. They end up running into the golem again. Super sus moment for Dena. Oh, this thing is from the days of challenging the heroes, and they're still around, and they still recognize you as an ally, but not Dena. They start chasing after Dena, and Dena's chased everywhere. And then the Hawkeyes show up. I love this bit. I actually got some good chuckles out of this little bit here. I don't know why, it just tickled my funny bone. The idea of this party showing up, and they're all frontliners except for the Ranger, and he's like, oh my gosh, the balance of this party is horrible. And then they ask what Lufus is, and he's like, yeah, I'm a Ranger. And then Tina's like, I'm a Ranger too. And I was like, I'm a Ranger too. Stop copying me. And the other team's like, wow, you guys are really unbalanced. You're one to talk. Oh, we're high level, so it's perfectly fine. Oh my gosh. Oh, so you're just like, brute forcing it. You're a bunch of muscle heads. I don't want to hear that from you. Don't want to hear that from you. It was great. It was great. It was a hilarious little moment there. But yeah, Dena tricking them into being their frontliners to escort them, even though they're going to have to save their butts all the time because they can't take down one golem because they were in their 30s. They were like level 35 and stuff like that. The golem was 180, I think, 160. So yeah, they're not going to be much use. So Lufus is like, wow, you're really kind of terrible, aren't you? But yeah, then we wrap up the episode with the reconnaissance team running into the Heavenly Star Libra of Scales, which implied at that point that, yes, they wanted to work with them. Like, no, please don't attack us. Hey, we really need this stuff in order to save mankind. Please don't attack us. We're not here to fight, which would make sense. They probably know that Libra is something that they would never be able to defeat. And so the best way to do is just to communicate with Libra. But Libra's very doll robotic-ish. Like, it looked like her body was like a porcelain doll or something like that. But yeah, she's not going to have it. So I imagine the next episode is probably going to open up with them nearly blasted away, and then suddenly Lufus shows up and cancels it, and then everything's fine. I was kind of hoping that the episode would actually end with Lufus stopping it, but we'll see. We'll see next episode. Really good episode, though. Again, a lot of laughs in there, really cool little insights, and again, Dena being sus. That's going to be a weekly thing. Every single week's going to be me making a video saying, here's the things that Dena was sus about. Well, here. I'm really hoping they actually reveal that quickly. I mean, it's funny. It's still a funny aspect to have that dorky fail goddess kind of thing there going on with her. And then, picking out all these things that she does that's sus. But I'm assuming with it kind of ramping up more and more, especially with the golem. I think the golem was so telling that it's got to reveal it here soon. We'll see. I think it was going to really wait until, again, this other individual that looks like Lufus shows up. And then that person probably calls Dena out or something. But anyways, that's my thoughts on episode 5 of Last Boss Appeared. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content, want to support more, become a member of the channel. Until next time, you'll take care.